చిన్న కన్నని ఏం చిన్న కన్నని శ్రీరడి
श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Sai is a saint who is always engaged in doing good to all people, who is permanently established in Brahman. Remember him always with devotion in your heart. If we believe in Sadguru's holy feet, he can change our fortune for the better. If we serve him nicely, we get rid of our samsar. When there is pure service to the Guru is pleased. There is no need to learn logic and such sciences which are akin to it, and he takes our pains and difficulties and gives us happiness and contentment in life. When one wishes to cross the ocean, one must have faith in the navigator. Similarly, to cross the samsaric world, one must have faith in the Guru. When he sees the faith and devotion of his devotees, he gives the wealth of happiness and moksha in the palm of the hands. The Sadguru looks at the intense feeling and devotion of his devotees and endows them with knowledge and eternal bliss. On the four corners of the plank where Baba used to sleep, Baba lighted the panatis, which is the earthen lamps, one at each corner, and kept them burning the whole night. It was a sight for the people in Shirdi to see Baba sitting or sleeping on this plank. When the eightfold siddhis such as Anima, Mahima, Laghima, like the 9 treasures, are standing beside him with folded arms. For him, the plank was only a pretext. Baba had all the 8 siddhis, which is powers, at his command. He never practiced or craved for them. They came to him naturally as a result of his perfection. Baizabai's vegetables and Bhakri, how she fed them, Kushalchand's well-being, the sleeping together of Tatya and Malsapati is pleasantly described. Baba would be completely at peace and subdued, patient and forbearing, always absorbed in meditation and self-realized, and he always engaged in thoughts of the soul, a delight of the devotees. He had no desire for fame or wealth and lived by begging alms, advanced in knowledge of yoga at the highest level and lived by it. He continuously recited the words Allah Malik. He always nurtured the great love of his devotees. Sai is the mine of self-realization. Sai is at complete peace in itself. Hold fast only to him devotedly to cross this worldly ocean. One principle which envelops the whole universe, from a stone pillar to Brahma, incarnated in Sai Baba. The really meritorious and fortunate people got this treasure trove in their hands. The duration of Kali Yuga is counted as 4,32,000 years. Since its commencement, roughly 5,000 years have passed. Baba then appeared. He was 16 years when he appeared in Shirdi. At that time, he lived there for 3 years. From there, where did he disappear? He was seen in the far-off kingdom of the Nizam. He then returned with the marriage party of Chand Patil, and after which permanently stayed in Shirdi. After his reappearance, having taken a decision to be a resident of Shirdi, he spent 60 years thereafter renouncing everything. Blessed are those people who had the good fortune of seeing Sai Baba, who worshipped Sai as their god while eating, drinking, working in their backyards and fields, and doing various household work. They remembered Sai and sang his glories. They knew no other god except Sai. He is the embodiment of 6 virtues, which are fame, wealth, non-attachment, knowledge, grandeur, and generosity. Baba had all these in him. He incarnated in the flesh for the sake of the bhaktas. Wonderful was his grace and kindness. He drew devotees to him. Baba's restraint is extraordinary. He himself does not possess anything. Though he is formless, he takes the form to grant the grace to his devotees. Practicing yoga, performing rituals, doing penance, acquiring knowledge. These are all the means for attaining God. Whoever goes to take darshan, Sai tells them his past, present, and future. Sai, without being asked, knows and narrates the motives and intentions of all his devotees, and everything is being narrated in detail. The universe is full of gurus who manifest for the sake of their devotees, and once their mission is completed, they take samadhi. Sai was always in the state of liberation, and he regarded the sense of objects as Brahman. He was the abode of complete repose. When Nanavali asked him to get up from his seat, he just left his seat. Such is he who does not have the slightest ego or who does not dream of discrimination. The purpose of manifestations of such merciful saints is none other than to grant the favors to others, to oblige others for their welfare. Baba is like the lake of Shirdi. The devotees enjoyed the fragrance of the lotus in the lake. Words spoken by the Guru out of compassion, O devotees, retain them in your heart. Sai Maharaj is the treasure of peace. He is the abode of pure and heavenly bliss. The author, Himmat Pant, prostrates himself to Sai Baba, who is without any ego and who is unsullied. By listening with concentrated attention, turning all their senses, whatever you have heard about the greatness of the Guru, that is the effortless smaran, remembrance and kirtan, stories in the praise of Lord Sai. The beauty of nature satisfies our eyes. Our aesthetic sense is attracted to it and enjoys it. If we divert that very sense to the remembrance and smaran of Sai, it would delight in satsang. If one is fortunate to have satsang, then one understands this preaching easily. It is satsang that gains the treasury of supreme energy. One who realizes that the mundane world is illusionary and who is engrossed in the Brahmand, whose mind is like a bud, burst open prostrations to him. Hearing the stories of a saint like Sai Baba removes all the fear of this samsar, which is worldly existence, and takes you into the spiritual path. So listen to these stories, meditate on them and assimilate them on a daily basis. I encourage all the devotees to read the Sai Satcharitra every day and soak in the bliss and nectar of Sai stories and Leelas. Baba bless you. Om Sai Ram.